It started with a whisper. "Grandma smells funny." That's what Nancy Miller's granddaughter said, innocently, without malice. But to Nancy, 68, those words cut deeper than anyone could imagine. She had always taken pride in staying clean, in keeping a tidy home. Yet now her granddaughter wrinkled her nose during hugs and didn't want to sit on her lap anymore. That night, Nancy lay in bed under the covers and quietly cried, not because of the smell, but because of what it meant. A growing distance between her and the people she loved most. If any part of that story feels familiar, you're not alone. I'm Dr. Henry Thompson, a 77-year-old geriatric physician. In my 50 years of working with over 10,000 older adults, I've seen something most people don't dare say aloud. There's a unique body odor that often develops as we age, and it can quietly impact how others interact with us, even those closest to us. Here's the hardest part. Most older adults don't notice it, but their families do, and out of love or fear of causing embarrassment, they stay silent. Have you ever seen someone crack a window when you walk into a room? Or notice your grandchild suddenly prefer the seat across the table, not beside you? It's subtle, but it hurts. It's confusing, and for many it leads to a deep sense of shame or isolation. But here's the truth. This isn't your fault. This change in body odor isn't due to poor hygiene. It's a biological process, one that science now understands better than ever. And more importantly, it can be reversed. Yes, you read that right. You're not stuck with this. There's a simple, proven way to reduce or even eliminate this issue without expensive products and without embarrassment. In today's video, I'll walk you through the quiet science behind what's really causing that old age smell and the 3 small changes that can dramatically restore your confidence, your relationships, and yes, even those warm, close hugs with your grandkids. So if you've ever wondered, is it me they're reacting to? I invite you to stay with me. You deserve to feel comfortable in your own skin. You deserve closeness, not distance. Let's gently uncover what's really going on and how to fix it. Let's begin with the truth that surprises most people. This isn't about how often you shower. It's not about being clean enough. It's about changes inside your body that naturally happen with age and how they affect your skin, your breath, and your scent in ways most of us were never warned about. You see, as we grow older, 3 major biological shifts take place, quietly, gradually, until one day we realize something has changed. Here's what they are and why they matter so much. 1. Less sweat sounds good, but it's not. When you're younger, your body sweats more, sometimes a lot more. And while we tend to think of sweat as a nuisance, it's actually a built-in cleansing system. Sweat helps your body remove waste and toxins. But after age 60, sweat production drops significantly, sometimes by half. At first, that might seem like a blessing. Less sweat, less odor, right? Actually, it's the opposite. When your skin doesn't sweat as much, waste products can build up right on the surface, feeding bacteria that produce a sour or musty smell over time. Nancy Clark, a 71-year-old patient, once asked me, "Doctor, graves, I barely sweat anymore. Why do I still smell?" The answer is simple. Less sweat means less cleansing. 2. Your skin oil changes, and it has a name. The oil your skin produces is called sebum. In younger people, it helps keep the skin supple and protected. But after age 50, something unusual begins to happen. The composition of your sebum changes, producing a fatty acid called 2-nonenal. This compound is almost undetectable in younger adults, but it increases sharply as we age, peaking around age 70. It's 2-nonenal that's primarily responsible for that distinctive old person smell that others may notice before you do. It's not a sign of poor hygiene. It's a biological marker of aging skin. And unfortunately, traditional soap and deodorants often don't wash it away. In some cases, they just mix with it, making things worse. 3. Dry mouth means more than you think. The third big change happens inside your mouth. After 60, saliva production drops by up to 50%. Now, you might not think dry mouth is a big deal, but saliva does more than keep your mouth comfortable. It helps wash away bacteria, neutralize acid, and protect against bad breath. Less saliva means more bacterial growth, and that means stronger, longer-lasting mouth odor, especially when talking or breathing through your mouth. I remember Linda Harris, a thoughtful 69-year-old woman, who told me, "I can smell it on my own breath sometimes. I love my grandkids, but I feel like I need to back away when we talk." These changes aren't your fault. They don't mean you're unclean or lazy. They're just part of aging, but they can be addressed. And here's the good news. You don't need expensive creams, fancy soaps, or perfume that only covers the problem. You just need to understand where the odor is coming from, and then focus your efforts where they'll actually make a difference. In the next section, we'll dive into the 3 specific areas on your body where odor tends to collect, and how washing these areas properly can dramatically reduce that lingering smell. But before we move on, I want to pause and ask, have you ever noticed a shift in how people interact with you? Subtle distance, fewer hugs, or quick glances away? If so, you're not alone, and it's not your fault. Please drop A in the comments if this resonates with you. Let's talk about it. Openly, without shame. You deserve to be seen, heard, and embraced, not pushed away because of something no one ever taught you how to fix. Now that we understand why the scent of aging happens, let's talk about where it gathers most and how you can take action today. Because here's the truth, most older adults bathe regularly. That's not the issue. The issue is what areas we tend to miss or only wash lightly, without realizing those are the very spots that need the most attention. After 5 decades of working with older patients, I've found that 90% of the odor comes from just 3 areas. And when you clean these areas thoroughly and gently, something amazing happens. Your scent softens, your confidence returns, and those subtle rejections from family start to disappear. Let's take a look. 1. Skin folds and creases, where moisture gets trapped. As we age, the skin naturally forms deeper folds, under the arms, beneath the breasts, around the neck, behind the knees, in the groin area, even inside the belly button. These spots are warm, slightly moist, and rarely aired out. That makes them the perfect environment for odor-causing bacteria. Unfortunately, they're also the areas most people skip or wash quickly and move on. What to do? When you shower, use a soft cloth or gentle loofah with warm water and mild soap. Pay extra attention to underarms beneath the breasts, yes, even for men with chest folds, groin and inner thighs. Navel, gently wash inside with a damp washcloth. Behind the knees and elbows, the back of the neck and behind the ears, 2 of the most forgotten spots. Take your time. There's no need to scrub harshly, just make sure you're thoroughly cleaning the area and rinsing it well. One of my patients, Susan Brooks, 66, once told me, "Dr. Henry, I never thought to clean behind my ears, but after a few weeks of doing it, my daughter said, 'Mom, you smell like your old self again.'" Sometimes it's that simple. 2. Hairy areas, hidden bacteria traps. Hair, especially on the scalp, underarms, and chest, holds on to sebum, the oily substance we discussed earlier, and sweat. Over time, if not cleaned well, it becomes a magnet for odor. What to do? Scalp. When shampooing, use your fingertips to massage your scalp, not just your hair. This helps loosen oil buildup and refresh the skin underneath. Underarms. Wash with a gentle but thorough motion. Rinse well and make sure the area is dried completely after your shower. Chest or belly hair. Especially for men, this area often goes overlooked. Wash with the same care you give to your face or hands. Tom Harris, 62, told me, "I always rinse my head, but never really scrubbed it. After I started massaging my scalp like you said, my wife actually hugged me longer. That felt good." Small changes, big impact. 3. Sweat zones, the feet, toes, and palms. Your feet are one of the sweatiest parts of your body, even in older age. But because they're usually covered in socks and shoes, moisture gets trapped and odor lingers, especially between the toes. What to do? Wash your feet thoroughly, including between each toe. Dry completely, especially those toe spaces, before putting on socks. Use cotton socks and change them every day. Rotate your shoes, allowing each pair time to air out between wears. You can even sprinkle a bit of baking soda inside your shoes to absorb lingering moisture. One patient, John Miller, 68, said, "I thought the smell was just my room. Turned out it was my shoes. Once I started rotating them and scrubbing my feet well, the difference was night and day." The same goes for your palms, especially if you use a cane or walker. Oils and bacteria can build up unnoticed. A gentle scrub during your shower works wonders. Bonus area, your back. The back is tricky. It's hard to reach, so it's often ignored. But back sweat can soak into your clothing and cause a persistent odor that doesn't go away with perfume or deodorant. What to do? Use a long-handled brush, sponge, or even a towel wrapped around both hands to clean your back thoroughly. Focus on the upper and lower back, especially if you tend to sweat while sleeping. Dry completely after, and apply a gentle lotion if your skin is dry or flaking. The key is routine and consistency. You don't need fancy products, just warm water, mild soap, and care. Stick to this routine daily, or at least every other day, and you'll start to notice softer, clearer skin, a fresher, natural scent, warmer reactions from loved ones, and most importantly, a sense of comfort in your own body again. Before we move on, I'd love to know, have you tried any of these tips before? Or is there one you're going to try today? Drop a comment below and let me know. Your story could help someone else feel less alone and more empowered to make a change. Now that we've talked about cleansing the body from the outside, let's turn inward, because what happens inside your body also plays a powerful role in how you smell, how you feel, and how you connect with others. In fact, many of my patients are surprised to learn this. Your diet, hydration, and even your digestion affect your body's scent more than most soaps or sprays ever could. But the good news? These are things you can control, starting today. Let's walk through 5 simple habits that support your health from the inside out. 1. Hydration, the quiet detox that changes everything. We've all heard that drinking water is good for us, but what many people don't realize is that warm water, consistently sipped throughout the day, actually helps reduce that old age smell. Here's why. Water flushes out waste and toxins through your kidneys and skin. When you're dehydrated, your body holds on to more of these waste products, causing them to build up on the skin and create odor. Warm water in particular is gentler on the stomach and helps improve circulation and digestion. Margaret Adams, 72, once told me, "At first I hated the idea of drinking water in the morning, but now I do it without thinking. My skin feels smoother, and my grandkids don't pull away when I hug them." Aim for 6 to 8 glasses of warm water a day. Here's a simple trick. 1 glass when you wake up, 1 before lunch, 1 after lunch, 1 mid-afternoon, 1 before dinner, 1 before bed. Avoid counting coffee or tea. Those actually dehydrate you. And if you enjoy your morning coffee, just be sure to add another glass of water to your routine to make up for it. 2. Add more antioxidants, nature's way of fighting. Odor aging is closely linked to oxidation, a process that not only leads to wrinkles and fatigue, but also contributes to unpleasant body odor. Antioxidants are natural compounds that neutralize these effects. They protect your cells, support your organs, and yes, even help reduce odor from within. Best sources include tomatoes, apples, strawberries, blueberries, buckwheat, and brown rice, red cabbage, purple grapes. A simple goal: aim for at least 1 red or purple fruit and 1 whole grain each day. They're easy to mix into meals, smoothies, or even enjoyed as snacks. Paul King, 79, shared, "Doc, you told me to eat 1 apple and 1 tomato daily. I thought it was silly, but 2 months in, my granddaughter actually kissed me on the cheek again. Said, 'You smell like Grandpa again.' I nearly cried." These small additions to your diet can create lasting changes, not just in how others perceive you, but in how you feel about yourself. 3. Eat more water-rich fruits and veggies. In addition to hydration from drinking water, the food you eat can also support your body's natural detox systems. Watery fruits like watermelon, cucumber, pears, and tomatoes help move waste through your system more easily, prevent constipation, lighten your overall body odor by flushing toxins gently. Nancy Miller, 68, told me, I started eating half a cucumber and a tomato every day, not even for smell, just for my health. A few months later, my daughter hugged me longer, said I smelled clean again. I hadn't even noticed. Don't like eating raw produce? Try blending a quick smoothie each morning. Add a handful of berries, cucumber, and a little Greek yogurt. Delicious and powerful. Take care of your mouth. It's more important than you think. Dry mouth and bacteria buildup are two of the most overlooked causes of persistent odor. As we age, our bodies naturally produce less saliva, which means bacteria in the mouth can grow unchecked. Even with regular brushing, if you're not doing one key thing, you might still struggle with bad breath. Tongue scraping. The tongue holds more odor-causing bacteria than the teeth or gums, but most people never clean it. Linda Parker, 73, said, at first it made me gag, but I stuck with it. Now my breath is fresher, and I don't feel embarrassed talking to my grandkids anymore. Use a tongue scraper. You can find one for under $5 at most pharmacies. Once a day, preferably in the morning. Other helpful habits: brush 3 times a day if possible. Chew sugar-free gum with xylitol after meals to boost saliva. Stay hydrated to prevent dry mouth. Fresh breath isn't just about hygiene, it's about confidence, connection, and speaking up without fear. 5. Be mindful of certain foods and drinks. Some foods and drinks have a long-term impact on how we smell, and not always in the way we think. Let's break it down. Good for odor when eaten regularly and digested properly. Garlic, yes, really. Its compound allicin helps fight internal bacteria. Onions, ginger green, leafy vegetables. Whole grains can worsen odor when overconsumed or poorly digested. Alcohol breaks down into smelly compounds released through the skin. Coffee dries the mouth and body, increasing odor. Spicy or heavily processed foods, especially with preservatives or added sugars. George Carter, 71, used to drink whiskey daily. I thought it helped me relax. Turns out it was what made my family avoid me, he said. He switched to barley tea and limited alcohol. Within weeks, the change was noticeable. Not just in his scent, but in his mood and clarity. This doesn't mean you need to give up everything, but being aware gives you power. Adjust slowly. Add more of the good, reduce the harmful, and your body will respond. Healthy habits multiply over time. Remember, nothing changes overnight, but these small lifestyle upgrades, sipping more water, choosing antioxidant-rich foods, caring for your mouth, don't just reduce odor. They enhance how your body functions, your energy levels, and even your mood. And just like that, your presence becomes more welcoming, your hugs more frequent, and your smile a little wider. What's one habit from this list you're going to try this week? Share it below. Let's learn from each other and support this journey together. You've worked hard to care for your body, inside and out. But here's something many people overlook. Even if your hygiene is excellent, if your clothing, bedding, or home air isn't clean and fresh, the odor can linger and even return faster than you think. Let's think of this section as the silent contributor. You can do everything right, but if your clothes or room still hold yesterday's smells, people will notice, and you'll feel it too. But don't worry, this is easier to fix than you think. Let's break it into 3 key areas. 1. Clothes. What you wear can carry more than style. It's common to wear a shirt or pair of pants more than once, especially if it doesn't look dirty. But odor doesn't always come from visible stains. It comes from sebum, sweat, and skin flakes, even microscopic ones. Here's what you can do. Change clothes daily, even if they look clean. Underwear and socks should be changed every single day. Cotton fabrics are best. They let your skin breathe and absorb less odor. Avoid wearing synthetic clothes for long hours. They trap moisture and make odor worse. Wash clothes after each wear, especially tops and anything worn close to the skin. And don't forget, dry your clothes completely before wearing or storing. Damp laundry, even just slightly, can become a breeding ground for bacteria. Robert Harris, 72, told me, I used to wear the same shirt for 3 days to save on laundry, But when I started changing daily like you said, my wife noticed the difference before I did. 2. Bedding. Where you sleep can make you smell. You spend a third of your life in bed. So naturally, your body transfers oils, sweat, and flakes to your sheets, pillowcases, and blankets, night after night. When not washed regularly, these fabrics trap bacteria and start to emit odors that cling to your skin and clothes, even after you shower. Here's a simple routine that makes a big difference. Change pillowcases every 3 to 4 days, wash bed sheets weekly, sun dry your bedding when possible. Sunlight naturally kills odor-causing bacteria. Replace old pillows and blankets every 1 to 2 years if they're heavily used. Linda Parker, 75, told me, "I didn't think my bed smelled bad until my daughter helped me wash everything and hang it outside. That night I slept better, and the next morning, my room felt brand new." Fresh bedding doesn't just reduce body odor, it helps you sleep more comfortably, and that boosts your energy, mood, and health. 3. Air quality. A room can speak without saying a word. Have you ever walked into someone's home and noticed a distinct smell? Not good or bad, just noticeable? That's what happens when indoor air becomes stale. It collects moisture, skin particles, food smells, and more. Over time, the scent becomes part of the room and of the person who lives in it. Here's how to fix it. Open your windows twice a day, morning and evening, for 10 to 15 minutes. See a fan to circulate air. Even when it's cold outside, place baking soda in a small bowl in your bathroom or closet. It naturally absorbs odors. Avoid heavy air fresheners. They mask smells but don't solve the source. Fred Taylor, 71, was hesitant at first. "I didn't like the cold, so I kept the windows shut tight, but the smell stayed, even after I cleaned." Once he started airing out his home regularly, he noticed a big difference, not just in scent, but in how he felt inside his own space. And that's the key. A home that breathes helps you breathe better too. Let's recap what makes a powerful difference. Change clothes and underwear daily. Stick with breathable fabrics like cotton wash, sheets weekly and pillowcases every few days. Sun dry when possible. Open windows twice a day for 10 to 15 minutes. Use natural deodorizers like baking soda instead of strong perfumes. These changes may seem small, but they add up to something bigger, a sense of freshness, self-respect, and dignity that everyone can feel when they're near you. And most importantly, they help you feel more comfortable in your own skin. Because at the end of the day, this journey isn't just about reducing odor. It's about feeling proud of who you are, about knowing that the space you move through is clean, peaceful, and welcoming. Up next, we'll explore how these daily habits connect to something even more important: your sense of self, your confidence, and your joy in being around the people you love. But first, have you made any changes in your clothing or home routine that helped you feel fresher or more confident? Share in the comments below. Your tips could inspire someone else. Now that we've addressed the physical causes of unwanted body odor and practical ways to resolve it, let's take a moment to talk about something just as important: how it makes you feel. Because this issue goes far deeper than skin. It touches the heart. Many older adults don't just deal with the smell, they carry the shame, isolation, and sadness that can come with it. Let's talk honestly about that. The hidden weight no one talks about. For many seniors, the realization that they may have a persistent body odor comes gradually. A subtle shift in how others behave, a grandchild turning their head during a hug, a family member opening a window more often than usual. No one says it out loud, but you feel it, and the emotional toll can be heavy. You may begin to second-guess yourself. Do I smell right now? Are they pulling away because of me? Maybe I just shouldn't go out. Over time, it's not uncommon for people to withdraw, spending more time alone, avoiding family gatherings, or skipping social outings. But here's the truth. This situation is not your fault, and you are not alone. Aging brings many changes, some expected, others surprising. Body chemistry is one of those changes, and while it's natural, that doesn't mean you have to accept it as permanent. Reclaiming dignity through gentle shifts. You don't need expensive products. You don't need to feel embarrassed. You just need clarity, care, and consistency. And that's the beauty of everything we've shared so far. These small, consistent actions, washing certain spots more thoroughly, staying hydrated, refreshing clothes and bedding, aren't just about reducing a scent. They're about reclaiming your space, reclaiming your comfort, and most of all, reclaiming your confidence. Let me share a story that touched my heart. A real story, from isolation to joy. Margaret Adams, a 62-year-old grandmother from Ohio, came to one of my wellness seminars last year. She was quiet at first, hesitant to speak, but during a Q&A, she raised her hand and said something I'll never forget. "Dr. Henry, my grandkids used to sit on my lap every afternoon to watch cartoons, but lately, they just wave from the other side of the room. I tried everything, perfume, changing soaps, but nothing worked. I thought maybe it was just me." We walked through the steps you've learned today, starting simple: warm water, gentle scrubbing, changing clothes more frequently, keeping the room aired out. 2 months later, she sent me a note. It worked. But more than that, I feel different. I walk taller. I smile more. My grandkids are back in my arms. I got my joy back. That's the real victory. Not just eliminating a smell, but rebuilding the bridge between you and those you love. This journey isn't about judgment. It's about understanding your body, showing it compassion and giving it what it needs so you can feel your best again. We all want the same things, especially as we get older. To feel comfortable in our skin, to enjoy moments with loved ones, to be remembered for our kindness, not our scent. You deserve to walk into a room without worry. You deserve to hold your grandchildren without hesitation. You deserve to feel confident in every part of your day. So if you've been feeling discouraged, know this: it's never too late to start feeling better. And if you've already started making some of these changes, I hope you're beginning to notice the most beautiful result. Not just a fresher scent, but a lighter spirit. Let's take a moment to breathe and reflect. We've just covered a deeply important topic, one that's rarely spoken about out loud, yet affects millions of older adults every single day. So here's a quick recap of what we've learned today, boiled down to the most practical, powerful steps. 1. Understand the cause. It's not you, it's your biology. Changes in sweat, sebum, and saliva are natural with age, but when left unaddressed, they can contribute to an odor that others notice, even if you don't. 2. Hydrate with purpose. Warm water, especially in the morning, helps your body flush out toxins and improves skin clarity from the inside out. Aim for 6 glasses daily. 3. Gentle movement and sunlight. A simple 20-minute walk in gentle sunlight helps you sweat lightly, balance skin bacteria, and elevate mood. 4. Daily showers, done right. Use warm water, not hot, and focus on 3 key zones: skin folds, neck, underarms, behind knees; hairy areas, scalp, chest; sweaty spots, feet between toes. 5. Tidy up the environment, change clothes and socks daily, wash bedding weekly, air out rooms, 10 minutes in the morning and again at night. Fresh air makes a world of difference. 6. Eat and breathe better. Incorporate antioxidant-rich foods like apples, tomatoes, and garlic. Scrape your tongue daily. Cut back on alcohol and coffee. Chew xylitol gum after meals to freshen breath and boost saliva. These aren't drastic lifestyle changes. They're gentle, doable habits that honor your body, your dignity, and your relationships. Remember, this isn't just about odor. It's about reconnecting with your family, feeling confident in your space, and living each day with ease and joy. So now I'll ask you, what's one thing you're going to start today? Drinking warm water each morning? Scrubbing behind your ears? Swapping synthetic socks for cotton? Whatever it is, I'd love to hear it. Drop a comment below and share the tip that meant the most to you. Your insight could help someone else take the first step toward feeling better too. And if you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. It helps us reach more people who need support and encouragement. Thank you for spending this time with me today. You're not just taking care of yourself. You're building a better, brighter chapter ahead. Here's to your health, your confidence, and the loving connections that make life meaningful. See you in the next one.